Thanks for giving me the push I needed. For 20 years, I felt like Elvira's passing would always be a mystery. Yet, you came along and gave me the positive attitude I needed. Thank you, Quinlan. I'm hungry. I'm cold. I'm hungry. What's wrong with him, Jeremiah? What's wrong with our baby? What you won't do is speak about my daughter, unless you want the entire world to know that your son sabotaged me this whole time in order to cover his own butt to keep the family from knowing that he lost half of his inheritance to crypto trading. What? Ben, I really wish that you would have come here sooner, so that you could explain to me how you had an affair with Finnegan Burke and that Elvira knew before she passed away. Did you miss spending time with me on Thanksgiving, Heidi? No. It's not like you came here to get nothing out of me. That's it. I don't want anything from you anymore, Finnegan. Aren't you tired of playing this little game? Yes, I am, which is why I'm putting an end to what's been going on between us. Hello, Maximilian? Hey, Tio. Do you think you can answer something for me? What do you want to know? Can you explain to me why there's a bug in my room? We should be home celebrating the fact that Isidore dropped the lawsuit against us. Instead, we're here with JJ doing psychological evaluations and MRI tests. Right now, we gotta stay positive for him. Praise God we got out of one issue. Praise God we found JJ. Now we've gotta ask God to help us through this one. Except this is an issue that can't go away. We were just told that our son most likely has schizophrenia. From what I heard, that's something which doesn't even have a cure. And we're not going away either. JJ's got his family to help him through this. The problem now is to figure out how we're gonna tell him. Quinlan. Hey, Ben. Why didn't you tell me that you were coming? I wasn't sure if you would pick up. Why would you say that? Because you kissed me in my apartment, then walked off without saying a word. I know for sure that you're not bored of me already. Don't start asking questions, Finnegan. Just respect and accept my decision. We should have never started doing this again in the first place. I'll accept and respect your decision once you tell me what's going on. Did you do what Esdor asked you to do? I did, and it forced me to stay over at Theodosius's palace. Because Isidore found out what we've been doing, it forced me to move out of my house when my son needed me the most. Technically, the home isn't yours. It belongs to your father-in-law. My son is there. I raised my boys in that house. I would never have needed to escape it in the first place if I never let you touch me. You'll never touch me again. Do you understand what you're asking me to do, Heidi? Tell me what's going on. I don't believe that you want to end things just because you were forced to stay at a 5-star hotel to avoid confronting your husband. Shouldn't you know by now that I know how to keep a secret? He knows. Who knows what? Ben. He knows about us. He found Elvira's diary. Someone bugged your room? You saw what was in my hand, right? I certainly didn't put it there. And you think I did? Maximilian, I don't know if you did, if your brother did, or if someone else in this house did. What I don't like is being spied on. I didn't put it there, Zio. I've been trying to figure out who could have placed it in there when I found it. All of a sudden, I remembered how you went over to the Mitchell estate and got yourself into the mess you're currently in. I also remembered that you care a lot for that Dorval girl, and Udell Mitchell happened to be representing her father. Do you understand where I'm getting at? I didn't bug your room. Then let's put it to the test. Why did you go to the Mitchell estate the night of the scholarship event? Max, you don't have to say another word. We just gotta be straight with him, Shelly. It was a shock to us, so I know that it will be a shock to JJ. How did we not put two and two together? I knew that he was struggling, but not like this. Not only that, he was struggling on his own, and he must have been terrified. Worst of all, he must have felt so alone. We know now. He's not gonna be alone anymore. This is gonna be a challenge for all of us, but we're gonna get through this as a family. That. Yeah, that. Did you just think that I would forget about it or not talk about it? I wasn't sure what you would do. That kiss? It came out of nowhere. So you want to act like it's something that never happened? Do you regret kissing me? We kissed each other. Do you regret it, Quinlan? My thoughts are all over the place, Ben. For as long as we've been working together, you've never once said that we were friends. All of a sudden, we end up kissing. I'm sorry. I should have stayed professional. I don't know what I was thinking. When I came to your apartment that day, I should have just left once I told you about confronting my mother and that she dropped the charges against her brother. You don't have to apologize. Yeah, I didn't expect to kiss you on Thanksgiving Day, but I don't regret it at all. Where did he find it? He wouldn't tell me. You didn't think to ask? Heidi, that is the only piece of physical evidence that could help solve Elvira's case. And that diary could make us lose our jobs. Like I said, we should have never started this in the first place. We got messy and we ended up getting caught more than once. As you can remember, we got caught in this very same building. If only my brother can see you now. Elvira, don't stop on my account. Is this why you were so dead set on hiring a nanny for Benny instead of me watching him? You want to spend more time with the detective rather than spend time with your husband and your son? Elvira, this is not what this is about. What are you even doing here? Don't try to change the subject. Ever since I've known you, you've looked down on me and complained about how rebellious I am, worrying that I would be a bad influence on your son. What about you, Heidi? You want to teach Benny to be unfaithful to his spouse, all while acting perfect on the outside? Detective Burke, you're pretty quiet there. What will it take for you to do the same? And for the rest of her life, I had to bite my tongue whenever she did something I disapproved of. What about your son? Now that he knows, does he plan to expose us? Max, let me speak to your uncle alone. What do you think you're doing? As if he won't be questioned about it when he stands trial. Well, you're not a prosecutor. Let Harley worry about that. Yes, my loving ex-wife who you conspired with to crash the scholarship event dedicated to our dear late sister. Cut the act, Isidore. I know that you had something to do with that revelation Heidi made on Thanksgiving. What do you have on her? What makes you think that I have something on your wife? You don't think she was truthful when she states that she couldn't continue living with a guilty conscience? Aren't you grateful to be married to a woman with such integrity? Isidore, I am sick and tired of your games. Heidi wouldn't have fled the estate if she had nothing to hide. Clearly she had something to hide from. Has it not occurred to you that your wife left because she was afraid of what you would do to her? Mom? Dad? Yes, baby. We're here. Oh no. What about the house? Did you lose the house? JJ, we didn't lose the house. Isidore Russo, he's trying to take away our home. Isidore dropped a lawsuit against me, JJ. We're not going anywhere. I get to keep the business. I'm sorry. This was all my fault. You had nothing to do with any of this, baby. You have nothing to apologize for. JJ, when you were gone, Yvette told us something. We know that you think you've been hearing demons. Have they been bothering you too? Demons haven't hurt us. JJ, you're not well. What do you mean? I feel fine. I'm tired, but I'm not sick. JJ, you gotta listen to us. I understand that you don't feel sick physically, but mentally, you're not healthy. I don't understand. Remember when you spoke to the psychiatrist and had those scans done? Yeah. Well, we spoke with the psychiatrist, and they think that you might have schizophrenia. What? No, Mom, Dad, that's what the demons want you to think. I'm not crazy. I'm not. That's why I didn't say anything. They told me that you wouldn't believe me. I'm not crazy. Baby, we know you're not crazy. Schizophrenia? That's for crazy people. JJ, if you're saved, then you shouldn't be hearing demons at all. I promised I am saved. I know that I repented of my sins and asked Jesus to save me when I was 8. The demons want you to doubt me. No one is doubting you, JJ. But those voices you hear, they're not demons. The voices you hear don't exist. I promise you, your father and I are gonna get you the help you need. Are you gonna send me away? Why don't you regret the kiss? Because, Ben, throughout the time that I've been working with you, I began to feel something for you. For a while, I wasn't sure if it was a feeling of some friendship or something more. Am I the only one in this room who feels that way? These past several years, it's been hard getting close to people. Before I was clean, the only people I was really close to encouraged me to get drunk or high. You already know how growing up, it was always so hard to please my family after Elvira passed away. Maybe it was difficult for me to get close to people when she was gone. I was afraid that someone else would leave me. I'm really sorry for what you had to go through. I can only imagine how rough that was. But to answer your question, no, you're not the only one with those feelings. I kept telling myself to get it together. After Elvira, getting close to people only caused me pain. I couldn't let anyone else hurt or betray me. After knowing you these past few months, I would never intentionally hurt or betray you. We both admitted that we had these feelings for one another. Maybe we can explore them? Maybe. Ben told me that he doesn't plan to expose us. And you believe him? Heidi, how can you let this happen? You're gonna blame me for this? Yes, you were supposed to keep him close and convince him to drop this whole diary thing. As if I wanted him to find out. Do you think I wanted my own child to look at me as if I were a common whore? I did everything I could, and clearly it wasn't good enough because your son still found the diary. That's it. I'm done screwing you, Finnegan. How about you start screwing yourself for a change? As if I would do something to her. I was there, Gianni. Remember? I saw how mad you were when your own wife exposed you, and I've cooled off. Now I'm gonna figure out what you have on her and help her out. Good luck with that. Sounds like you're gonna need it. Of course, we won't get rid of you, JJ. Your father and I love you, and we're gonna help you every step of the way. We won't leave your side. But son, you're gonna have to accept what is real. The sooner you accept it, the sooner we can get you the help you need. Alright, you're pretty convincing. So what does that make us? 2 adults trying to figure this out. For your own safety, I still want to keep this on the low. We still need to find out the proper information that will lead us to who took Elvira's life. What's the next step? Speaking with the man who seduced my teenage aunt. I'm gonna pay a visit to Devontae Torres.